Hey everybody, this is the Pup. We're going to talk a little bit about Marvell Technology Group. They have earnings next Thursday after market close. The company's a global semiconductor providing analog, mixed signal, digital signal processing, and embedded microprocessor integrated circuits. This showed up on my radar last week as we're running into earnings. We had a nice technical setup, and we're able to really take advantage of this setup. So what I've done, I've wiped all of my charts, and I'm going to just take you through my process of how I'm going to break down something that I see as a technical setup, and how we can maximize our entry and potential exits, stop losses, etc. So let's just take a quick look. We're using TrendSpider here, my favorite go-to technical analysis tool. And from what right now I just see on the weekly chart, we have a bit of a megaphone pattern or a broadening formation. So I'm just going to chart that out real quick. And let me just fix that up. Try and go as quick as possible. I'm trying to keep these videos as short as possible. So you can see we have a little bit of a breakout there. Something else you could do, and I'll interject from time to time, you could turn on our trends and get an idea of different trend lines. See, I'm actually picking up this one right here, this broadening formation. I'm just going to manually draw this right now, though, just based off of what I see. So a little bit of a broadening formation here. We are trading above our 50 weekly and 200 weekly moving averages, using the volume by price tool over here to determine from this move at this previous low where most of our prices congregated between this $23 and $26 level. This huge candle from last week was a great indicator of what was going to happen with this stock. Don't see above average volume, but we did see above average volume down here, which signified this potential move coming. Looks like a little bit of a flag formation here. But we'll see that a little clearly on the smaller time frames. But generally I start on the weekly chart just to get the big picture, what's going on with price. So let's dig down right now to the daily chart. And you see our broadening formation carried over from the daily chart. So let's talk now about the daily chart. I'm actually going to remove this megaphone pattern or this broadening formation from this time frame. Because I want to show you what I saw in this setup that really piqued my interest and why I got in on Thursday. So just from my eye, I see right off the bat, we're hitting a bit of resistance up here at the 28, I believe it's around 2840 level. So we're going to drop our resistance line right now. So you can see price came, hit it, was rejected, came back up and hit it one more time and was rejected really hard. So now we came back and retested, didn't quite retest, but we almost got there around, let's say, April 27th. And then we started to dip down and found support here at the 200 simple moving average. But we also noticed that we're kind of anticipating this golden cross right here. We'll just put this golden cross with a question mark because it actually hasn't happened yet. Make it a little smaller. Don't want to be too intrusive on the chart. And yeah, so I mean, this is going to be, if this happens, a potentially bullish move that can propel price even higher. So that was another thing that I saw that I liked. But what I really liked and what I saw that really stood out to me was this inverse head and shoulders. Now we saw this play out on Nvidia last week, or actually over the last few weeks, but the breakout last week. And it's just a really bullish setup, and I like it. We've been seeing this setup a lot. So we used our polygon tool, trying to just clone this real quick. So that was our left shoulder, our head, and our right shoulder. So I really like this setup. I think it's an excellent technical setup. Let's move our volume by price over. So we see prices, we got a nice price shelf developing right over here. No surprise, right over the 200 simple moving average. I believe what will happen is this 50 will continue to come up if price continues to move, and we'll eventually come back and retest that 50. And I think that might be a good spot to add to your position if you are already in, or to get in if you've missed this breakout move that we're going to talk about. So as I was saying before, we resisted this 28.40 line, sold off, resisted it again, sold off, and here we are on the 20th where we retested and we broke out. Now, for the next couple of days, that Thursday and Friday, we haven't seen a retest yet. So we do have earnings coming up on Thursday. So that could be an interesting, maybe potential buy the dip moment if we have earnings that are flat or good, but sometimes earnings are funky, and you might have good earnings and the price doesn't run. So I would look for a potential pullback to this 28.41 level as a retest. And if we were able to retest successfully and close, that could be a re-entry or a new entry for someone who didn't get in. So anyway, getting back to our inverse head and shoulders setup, I liked it. I saw the breakout. I bought the close on the breakout. We did options, I believe, June 19th. 32 calls, if I'm not mistaken, and did pretty well on that. Some of the other guys took a shorter time frame, did a nice 100% over 2 days. Excellent moves by the guys in the group. And so I'm just holding right now. I'm gonna wait to see how price reacts on Tuesday and Wednesday prior to earnings. I will most likely sell into earnings, into strength, or possibly roll up some calls into a later time frame or a higher price point. But we'll take a look at that when that time comes. But I just like this setup. I thought, it's a really bullish setup. Nice breakout. Where could we see price going? So if we find our previous swing high, swing low, take our Fibonacci tool, do some price extensions. And so our first price target we could look at would be this 31.81 level, and then our next one 36.55. So those could be our new or our next price targets that we can look for. If we want, we can take a quick look at the 65-minute frame. And you see, price has been steadily moving up. On the lower time frames, I tend to use a exponential moving average versus a simple. Reacts a little bit closer to the previous price action for the stock. So you could see we've been riding this 21 white line, this 21 EMA. We've dipped a bit below, but we've seemed to have recovered, usually within intraday or 1 to 2 trading days. And so we had a nice crossover here. This would have been a good entry as well. Price was building up. And here we go, we shoot through, and price right now is riding the 8 EMA. So this is a really bullish setup. We've had bullish continuation. We're not actually showing the after hours, but if you see on the after hours, look at where we got, right to our first price target. So this is going to be something I'm going to take a quick look at Tuesday morning, keeping in mind Monday is a holiday and the markets are closed. So we've achieved our first price target. The question is, does earnings propel us to our second price target? And that's what we'll have to wait and see. So enjoy your weekend. I hope you enjoyed this review, and leave me your feedback. Take care. Have a great holiday weekend.